name is Savi and this is
Ines.
And we are two nurses who worked together for a long time. We decided to form a company called Ines and Savi Partners, which we've shortened to ISP. And the reason for this is
because we're passionate about property. We got into it a little bit by accident, but we really thought this was our calling, and we are passionate about making good accommodation for people that is valuable for both the landlord and the tenant.
previously to this, we both have buy-to-let properties and have done flips and decided to move into co-living properties.
So we've basically built up from being smaller. So we had the small flat where we renovated and then gone on to a little bit bigger, and we thought we were ready to go into the next strategy of having a house of multiple occupation, or HMO.
We found this property on the Holden Copley website. We were struggling to find the ideal property, and despite the searches on Zoopla and Rightmove, we weren't getting anywhere. So Holden Copley said to us, it's worth having a look at their website, and there we go, we found this ideal property.
So currently this is a 4-bedroom, 2 reception rooms detached house, and that's where the struggle that Savi was mentioned was coming, to find a house big enough for what we wanted. And what we're planning to do is to develop it into a 9-bedroom, all-en-suited HMO.
Additionally, we'll be adding a single-story extension to the rear of the property. On the side, we'll be doing a double-story infill extension to facilitate the additional rooms.
Currently, the height of the roof, existing roof, is not enough to accommodate a loft conversion. So we're going to lift it about 30 to 40 centimeters, build a loft and an extension to it with 2 rooms, and then a new roof to cover the whole of the house.
We purchased the property for £300,000 and have paid the deposit out of our own personal finance.
And we're using bridge finance for the purchase. We also, as we explained before, have got very extensive building work, and all of that is going to be funded by development finance, which we have already agreed on.
The projected cost of this property development is around £275,000. That includes the refurbishment itself, the professional fees and contingency funds.
Once the project is completed, we are estimated, and this is a conservative estimate, that each room would rent at 675, which will times 9 will come at a rent of £6,075 per month. And if we take into account the management fees, the utility bills, the mortgage, and a contingency of 5% that we have calculated, we'll have a cash flow of £1,240 per month. And as I said, this is a conservative. We expect that we will improve on this, but just as a good measure.
Once the work has been completed on the property, the GDV should be about £675,000. Some of our money will remain in the property. The rest will be used to pay off our investors and finance. Every project has their own challenges, hasn't it? It's been very, very long and difficult road for us. None of it has been easy.
We haven't been short of challenges. For a start, I don't know, this is our 6th, 7th property we're offering on, and the first one accepted for a start. And now we are on the challenge of trying to find builders that can take such a huge project, but we will get there.
The most we have learned to date is perseverance, patience, which we often run out of, determination, and Ines, I've learned, has a lot of guts of all 3.
I think and be quick in answering whatever stage of the process you're at, because if you're not quick, time just passes very quickly, especially for someone like us that are full-time working and have to find extra time for all of this. It's just the perseverance, I think, is the biggest learning curve that we had. But yeah, we persevere and we will persevere so far.
Planning the design of the property is a bit difficult and different to what we normally do. So planning co-living space would be totally different to when we're planning our own home and what we'd like within that environment. Planning for a professional person to live in our home, you want them to feel welcome, you want them to say, yes, I want to live here, and we're working with designers to create such an environment.
So we don't want it to be a standard. We wanted to have a little bit of a wow factor. We wanted to have a little bit of a luxurious feel to it without being too much like a hotel that you would want to visit but not really live in. So it's just for us combining both the homely with the wow factor that doesn't stop you from enjoying what would be your property, your own home.
So the design itself is in the planning phase, and we haven't actually created that standard that we want and the quality that we want, but it's a learning curve for us.
We have got general ideas of what we like and we don't like. We have got our own mood board, and we have created that. We're just working now with designers to help us. I think we will have clear what the look would be like, but just to make it flow through the property, to give it that factor that would make a high-end professional want to live in our property as opposed to a standard HMO property.
An obvious high was when we got our offer accepted on this property. Ines was actually dancing on the boardwalk in Brighton. We were having drinks with friends.
Not.
She was. And other than that, I think the design process in terms of working with our architect Sandy, having the sessions we did with Sammy and looking at, walls and paints and colors, and we were told, we need to have our colors and our themes are a bit more modern and a bit for the younger generation rather than the older generation, that kind of thing. So it's enjoyable, that aspect of it.
Because it makes you think of the final product, which is what really, and this is very exciting up to what we've done, and we're learning lots, but it's just the final product, the product that really gives you, I suppose, once we get there, the joy of we have achieved this from what we had. And thinking about that is what gives me the most excitement, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
And be part of that.
Yeah. Doing buy-to-lets, flips and other renovations is one thing. But doing a project of this scale, we realized we needed additional support, and we were quite happy to be introduced to Matt and Niall of the HMO platform team.
So we had the knowledge to do projects like this, or so we thought. And then we joined the HMO platform. And what made the difference for us to get in to where we are in such a short space of time was definitely their support, their close mentorship, and their accountability, that you're made accountable month by month on what you have achieved and how far you've gone. And if you haven't gone as far as you were meant to, why not? And that is, to me, the difference between this program, this mentorship, and others that we've gone before where we did not achieve much.
The most valuable part for this deal in particular for us has been the focus, hasn't it?
Yeah, we spent countless hours looking at location, where are we going to invest. We went on weekends, Sundays, looking at houses, and we spent all of that time. But from the beginning, we never did that with Matt and Niall. We just focused on what we needed to achieve, and they separated the process for us, so we knew exactly what we needed to look at, and we didn't get distractions, which was a problem for us before.
We were drawn to the mastermind program simply because we like Matt and Niall. They talk the talk and they walk the walk.
It also helps that they are developing next level HMOs. They came up with their terminology, because what they're doing is different to what was done before and what is done even nowadays. It really helped for me, their track record. And I wanted a little bit of that track record for myself, and I will get that in the future.
It's obvious if you're watching this video, you're really interested in HMO development. It's not just about Matt and Niall, there's a whole community of like-minded individuals who are on the same journey as you are.
So what are you waiting for? Come and join us at the HMO platform.